We continue our anniversary coverage of the May 31st, 1985 tornado tonight with a look back at how severe weather warning technology has changed over the last 4 decades. Andrew DiPaolo traveled to Cleveland to look at how warning severe storms has changed over the 40 years. Andrew, what did you learn up there?
Yeah, Lindsay, it was pretty fascinating. I traveled to the National Weather Service office in Cleveland, one of the offices issuing tornado warnings 40 years ago on May 31st, when over 40 tornadoes touched down across Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, and Ontario. The technology then, obviously, isn't what it was now, but that outbreak led to the advancement of radar and remains a benchmark severe weather outbreak that meteorologists learned from 40 years later. Take a look.
See those papers flung? That is a tornado. Look at all the papers over there.
May 31st, 1985 will go down as one of the largest and deadliest tornado outbreaks in this country's history, with a total of 43 tornadoes touching down in Ohio, Pennsylvania, upstate New York, and Ontario.
It was described as it was organized, but it was organized chaos.
Huge tornado on the ground.
Even today, a severe weather outbreak can be fast-paced and hectic, but the technology and resources available to meteorologists 40 years ago weren't anything close to what meteorologists have available today.
You had somebody that would have been in a dark room looking at the radar scope, seeing the signatures of the storms develop, and they would have been drawing what the radar looked like with a wax pencil on a piece of paper, sending it to a person that was in charge of typing up warnings, and then the person would type up a warning and say what they were seeing.
In 2025, severe weather information is shared over a variety of platforms. However, in 1985, severe weather reports between National Weather Service offices were shared via telephone. And with a tornado outbreak ongoing and phone lines down, it was impossible for Youngstown's weather office to pass along what they were hearing to the Cleveland office.
There were communication interruptions at times that slowed down getting information about what the damage was like where these tornadoes occurred. The warnings were all issued. Everything was warned. People were receiving the tornado warnings. But in terms of hearing about what was happening, some of it was challenging.
In 1985, sometimes there wasn't even 10 minutes of lead time for a tornado warning. Now, that lead time is a lot greater, sometimes over a half hour. But it's archived data like the National Weather Service in Cleveland is putting together on the May 31st tornado outbreak that's helping them look to the past to help better warn for severe weather outbreaks in the future.
When this event occurred in 1985, they anticipated there was going to be severe weather even a couple of days before. It was not a surprise that severe weather occurred, but the technology, the radar technology, was just so primitive in those days that in terms of the lead time that you could have on tornado warnings was maybe 10 minutes versus 30, 40 minutes or longer today. The technology was being developed in the mid-1980s for the modern-day Doppler radar, wasn't implemented yet, and this was really a benchmark event for kind of accelerating the process of getting those modern-day Doppler radars installed as fast as possible.
Yeah, pretty fascinating to know that event actually led to the modern-day Doppler radar, and they really sped the process of getting those modern-day Doppler radars across the National Weather Service offices to make sure that top technology was in offices across the country. The National Weather Service in Cleveland has come up with a website solely devoted to the outbreak of '85 with archived data, survivor stories, even interactive tornado paths. You can find that link to the website on our website in our 21 News app up right now. Lindsay?